Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited. I have 3 little projects here, very quick and easy. These are using some of the beads and components from the Magical Mystery Bead Box for February, the Pirate Getaway. So it's Friday. I haven't had the best week. It's been, even though we had Monday off, I had a live with Wendy Whitman and we had so much fun again. So we've had 2 lives together and had such a blast, and we're going to continue. But, my day job has kind of bled into the evening and that type of thing. And so it's been a rough week. And so I wanted to throw these in together. Then I went to go record last night and I was like, I only have one hand painted. I had my left hand painted and not my right hand. So here we go. Now we have both hands. But I'm going to be using some of the components, these connectors, these gorgeous beads, and we're going to be wire wrapping those. These here in the video, I was like, oh, look at these or something or whatever. And then I was like, when I went to go put these together, there was a film over them. So it was green and blue, but it's not. It's really silver and green. But I didn't notice until I started wire wrapping. I'm like, oh no, I'm ruining it. But I wasn't. I was just pulling apart the protective covering. So we'll go over that too. And then have these gorgeous little, I love these cha-chas. They're so beautiful. And again, we're going for ease and something easy to put together. And all I did was grab some jump rings that I have from Softflex Company. And all I did was attach what we already got from them. So this was probably the easiest one to do, but I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and put these 2 off to the side. I have my trusty little Tronics flush cutters. I've had these for a few years now. I love them. They're so good. They get into really tight areas and I really love them. I have some round nose pliers. These are from Softflex. I love them because I have large hands and these have a larger handle on them. And so I really love these. I have some chain nose pliers, and I believe these are Beadalon, the Sparkle. And then I have some Xuron bent nose pliers. And so I kind of have, there's 4 different tools here and they're all 4 different brands, right? So we're going to go ahead and first get started with the easier one. So what you're going to need is, there was the bead mix that had these metal frames that already had the beads in them. And then you have some of your cha-chas. And so what I added was 1, 2, 3 jump rings and an air wire. So these jump rings are from Softflex Company, and they're amazing. I love them. When I go tear them, to pry them apart, I can't even tell where the slit is. And that's just what's so amazing about these. They're nice and chunky. I love them. They're just perfect. And I think I got these before, I got them, for a really big, large bag of them for like $5 on their clearance. So go jump on over to Softflex Company and go check it out. So all I'm doing is opening those up. Then what I did here was I just wanted to add a little bit more length. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to open up one because, as you can see, you can hardly see where the slit is. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I'm hoping it's right there. It is. So I'm going to attach this. I'm not even going to open this other one. And I'm going to go ahead and close it off and get that closed off nice and tightly. Okay. All right, so now we have that. And then let's just go ahead and open some of these angle fish hooks here. I just grabbed them from my stash. And then we'll go ahead and get this put on here. And easy. Isn't that easy? Oh, if I get it put on right, there we go. That is like the one of the easiest pairs of earrings you'll ever make. And look how gorgeous those are. They are so, 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 so pretty. And again, I just added a little bit of extra length just so that you're, and you don't have to. I just did it because I didn't want this sitting on my ear. I wanted to have a little bit of length. So there we go. There's number one. So the second one we're going to do is we are going to do a little bit of wire wrapping, and we're going to use these little guys here. In the video, I started out by having it like this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. And then I saw them in the bag and I was like, oh, well, I had them backwards. But these are super, super cute. I love them. I'm going to bring in some wire, and I think I have it. Yep, I have some right here. So I have some 22 gauge wire here in gold. And all I'm going to do is wire wrap to this guy. And as you can see, I made a fairly large loop on that because this is a little thick and the hole does come down a little bit. So I luckily was able to get it kind of right there. And then I did a little bit of a messy wrap on the bottom here. So I went a couple times around and then came back a couple times. And the reason why is because this is a fairly large hole. And if you don't kind of bulk up that bottom, it's gonna fall through and then it's gonna land where you don't want it to land. If you don't want it to land there, it's up to you. So we're gonna come in, maybe about like 1.5 inches or so. We need a fairly large loop. So we're gonna go all the way. So on mine, I'm going all the way to the end. Some that you have that are like this, that are a little longer, you might not have to go all the way to the end, but this one's a shorter one. And then I have this one, because I have this one dipped in Tool Magic for when I'm making loops with the sterling silver wire and the gold filled wire. So I just need a very large loop. And so here we go. There is our large loop. Then what we need to do is we need to open it up quite a bit because of the top. So we're gonna want to get that pushed through there, and there we go. Then after you get that through, then just go ahead and just close up that, that loop, right? Then go ahead and come in with your chain nose pliers and try and get as close as you can to the loop. And then we're gonna go a couple of times around this way, but we need to make it a little bit fatter because of this hole right here, right? We don't want the bead to pass back through our wrap loops. So then we're just going to come back down towards my right hand and just make it a little bit fatter there. And get that tucked in a little bit. We could trim that off. So let's just get that trimmed off right there. That one little piece of tail. And then let's get it tucked in just so carefully, because you don't want to then squeeze it to have it to where it's narrow again. And then go ahead and just pass that through. And there you go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass it through this next one, and I wanna make sure that I mirror it. So it's gonna be going through, you see how this is down here? So now, and I want my loop to go this way. Okay, because I do have like a front and a back. The loop doesn't have to be as large, so you can come in a little closer to the tippy tip of your round nose pliers, and then go ahead and bring that back. Get that pushed around there. We'll open it up a tad. Okay. So I think I probably made this one a little bit smaller. Okay, we'll go ahead and push that through, get that through there. Then we will close it off. So then just close it off. Go ahead and put your chain nose pliers there. And I think I just did, I don't think I did a messy. I didn't do a messy. I just went 3 times all the way down. There's the back. And then we'll go ahead and give that a little bit of a trim. Okay, then we will tuck in the tail there ever so carefully. We will open up, let me get my sleeves up here. We'll go ahead and open this up. Just like so. And we'll slip this through there. There's a little ball on there, and it's kind of a science to get this back through since there's that little ball there. Maybe I need to open it up just a tad more. Or did I not? I hardly opened it up. Let's get it opened up a little bit more. Yep, there we go. And then we'll get that closed off. And there we have our second pair of earrings. Aren't those cute? Colorful, super pretty. All right. Okay. So now we're going to go to our third and final for this video. So what I did was since, you know, the hole on this one is the same as the other, right? I'm using the same bead. So what I did was I did a knotted head pin, and you can't even see it. So from the front, you can't even see it. And so we're going to do a knotted head pin. And then we're going to go ahead, and I'll go ahead and make the knotted head pin with this. I'll give it a nice flush cut. I'm going to come into the very tip and then start going around, and I'm going to go around just a couple of times. Let's see. So we're going to go around a couple of times. So there's the very first start, right? And so then I'm going to pull that up while the loop is in still. I'm holding on here. It's just so much easier to do it that way. Then let's go ahead and pass that through just like so. Oh, and I'm going to need my nylon jaw pliers here. Here we go. And then I'm going to come in the very end, right? And I'm going to come in at the end up at the top, and I'm just going to pull that. Then what I also do is I just give it a little bit of a squish down at the bottom. Okay, and then what we're going to do is, oh, do I not have? Oh my goodness, I don't even have one. Let me go grab it out of the box, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. So now I have my other one. Sorry about that. Now what I need to do is, you see how, so I thought it was blue and green, but when I went to go start passing through my wire, I noticed that there was a protective film over it. So you have to take off the protective film. And I want to thank, there was one of the viewers said, there's a protective film over it. It's really silver and green. And so I thought that was so nice. And I love that the viewers are answering for me, you know, just kind of paying attention and coming in for me. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So now what we're going to do is we do have, I mean, the hole is, I mean, the loop isn't too large, but it is larger than what I normally typically do. And I didn't do a messy one only because the gravity has it pulled down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and come in, and I'm going to come in probably a little bit, probably almost halfway. Wrap that around, rotate, and then come back around and make sure I have a lollipop and not a pea. Okay, then I'm just going to go ahead and open up my loop a little bit. And this is going to go on the bottom. So we're going to pass that through. Maybe. Yep, there it goes. All right. So there we go. Then we'll just close it off a little bit. All right, now we're going to go ahead and give it 3 really good wraps, end in the back, because I want the green to show. Give that a little bit of a trim, and then get that tucked in. You're never going to see, you probably won't ever see it. The person's never going to feel it, but I know it's there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this other piece and we're going to go ahead and make a wrap loop down here, and probably about the same, oops, sorry about that. Sorry about the same size as the other one. And I came in just under half. Go over, hold on to that, rotate, give it a little bit of a rotate so that you have a lollipop. Open it up a little bit. And attach that on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in and I'm going to close it. I'm going to close it. Then I'm going to hold on to it. And got to get a good grip of it, right? And then go ahead and I'm going to go 3 times around. So we're going to go 1, 2, oops, I didn't have a very good grip on that, and 3. And end in the back. This is the back here, right? So then we'll go ahead and come in, give that a little bit of a trim, cover it up, give it a little bit of tuck. Now let's go ahead and get this added. So we have one of the little rondelle, well, not little, but I mean, it's a rondelle. It's not little, it's not tiny. Then we're gonna have one of those daisy spacers and then have one of these little cute beads. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a wrap loop up on top, 90-degree angle. We're gonna come in about here and rotate over the top. Rotate your wrist and push that to the back. Kind of rotate your wrist a little bit so you have a nice lollipop. And this is long enough to where I'm not going to need my pliers there. And then go ahead and come back around to the back. And I do have like front and back because I don't want the tail to show up in the front. So the little tail is always going to go in the back. Okay. So we'll go ahead and give this a little bit of an open. These are really, really tough. They're very nice and thick. And so I have a hard time opening them with just my fingers. So let's go ahead and give that a close. They're very sturdy. Give it a close. And there we are. So we have this pair, very cute. We have this colorful pair, another colorful pair here. Okay, and then we have the cha-chas. We have the cha-chas. There we go. So 3 quick, easy pairs of earrings. Very easy. We just use some jump rings with some ear wires. We used just 1 piece of 22 gauge wire with some ear wires. And then we made a head pin, a knotted head pin with a 22 gauge wire, and then did some wrap loops up there and some ear wires. Very minimal supplies that you need, and look at what you get. So be sure to leave a comment. I love to see what everybody has to say. Give this video a big, huge thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.